We are in a tragic situation in this country. It is bad, and it's getting worse every day.
The push to increase the COVID-19 vaccination rate here in the United States intensifies, currently at about nearly 70% for adults with at least one dose. Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Tracy Carlos. Some U.S. citizens are urging lawmakers to make the vaccine available to Americans living outside of our borders. News 5's Clay Lepard takes an in-depth look at their struggle and changes that are now underway.
What's normally a standstill of cars for Peggy Creveling on her daily commute is anything but here on the streets of Thailand.
So now we're under a lot more restrictions, curfews. They're trying very hard to get vaccinations going, but there just aren't enough to go around.
This Brecksville native still hasn't found a way to obtain any COVID-19 vaccine for herself. In Thailand, only about 5% of its population is fully vaccinated.
The rollout here has been quite confusing, I guess.
A closer look at the data shows Thailand is seeing a recent surge in COVID-19 cases and deaths that began in April and hasn't slowed down.
And so right now, it's the worst it's ever been.
Ed Knuth grew up in Lyndhurst, but teaches American Studies in Thailand. He received his first AstraZeneca shot through his university in early June and admits he's one of the lucky ones, while thousands of other overseas American citizens who also pay U.S. taxes are unable to protect themselves from COVID-19.
We have obligations that we have to fulfill to our country, and it would be great if our country, were reciprocating in some way.
News 5 pressed lawmakers about this issue, especially given an estimated 9 million U.S. citizens live overseas.
Encourage our State Department to use these donated vaccines to vaccinate American citizens.
Ohio Senator Sherrod Brown joined with 24 colleagues in the Senate and sent this letter urging the State Department to offer vaccines to expatriates.
Somebody getting sick in Thailand or Taiwan or wherever else can affect the whole world and the outbreak of this illness.
There is some hope. In just the last several hours, the Thai government informed the U.S. Embassy it has opened a new website for U.S. citizens and other expatriates to pre-register for the COVID-19 vaccine. The website launch comes just days after the U.S. State Department completed delivering an estimated 1.5 million Pfizer vaccine doses donated to Thailand. However, as of right now, it does not appear any of those doses are specifically allocated to Americans living abroad.
When you're an American citizen, you're an American citizen no matter where you live.
Rather than take an expensive and risky trip back to the U.S. to walk into a stateside pharmacy, Peggy Creveling continues to add her name to any local vaccine waitlist she finds, as the alarming numbers continue to rise around her.
It's a long, slow process here.
Clay Lepard, News 5.